Coming up.
If you can beat me on that game, I will give you the store.
You know what?
We're not playing around here on SoFlo Health. Okay, maybe a little. Find out what it takes to have your own retro arcade with us. That's Your Brain, and this mental health clinic can help navigate as well as treat depression, addiction, and more. I, for one, am addicted to healthy eats, and Midtown Miami just received a new serving of vegan Asian cuisine, so we found out what's cooking. All that and more is today on SoFlo Health. How much should you eat? It seems that everyone has an answer to that question, and we aren't quite sure. However, there is one quantifiable way to decide how much you need to eat. Hello, and welcome to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie. It all starts with your BMR, and that stands for your basal metabolic rate, which is basically a fancy way of saying the amount of calories that your body requires to run if you did absolutely nothing. And these are the formulas to figure out your basal metabolic rate, or your BMR. Yeah, I would rather not do those calculations either. Lucky for us, if we just do a quick Google search for BMR calculator, you'll have many options to choose from, and you'll simply have a calculator that will have you enter your age, your sex, height, and weight, and soon you'll have your BMR. Let's get cooking with Minty Z in Midtown Miami, and then I'll show you my BMR and how to use it. This is Minty Z, a restaurant for healthy vegan Asian cuisine. And that is Alex. He's about to make...
We are gonna make some curry sauce for our famous Masamam curry noodle.
Show us how it's done.
Absolutely.
All right, make it over here.
We have our wok, aromatics here, garlic, onions, ginger, and carrots. Then we're gonna season with all our spices. We have dried pepper, cumin, cardamom, cinnamon, sour anise, brown sugar, paprika, salt, and mushroom powder. This is Masamam curry paste. Puts the Masamam in the Masamam curry noodles.
So far, what I like about this a lot, it's fresh, healthy, simple ingredients with good spice. Is that coconut milk?
Coconut milk, coconut cream, and water.
Oh my God.
We're gonna let this cook for about 45 minutes.
All right, Alex, so that's gonna be cooking for 45 minutes, but you've got some prepared sauce already.
Absolutely.
So what's up next?
All right, so we have some nice thick noodles.
Nice, I like that.
Baked tofu. Some protein. Our curry sauce that we just made.
So that's what this becomes?
Yes.
Nice. It smells amazing.
That's the aromatics.
The aromatics for sure.
Have snow peas.
Snow peas.
Fresno peppers. Some lime, mint, and Thai basil. Crispy onions, with some toasted peanuts, and some chili oil to give it a little kick.
What else are we gonna make?
We're gonna make cantaloupe tartare.
All right, cantaloupe tartare, but that's gonna be done in the back, so I'll meet you over there. Ready to go? Let's do it.
We're gonna cut open our cantaloupe and peel it. We're gonna cut our cantaloupe in half.
All right.
Scoop the seeds out. So we have our seeded cantaloupe, cut it into chunks. We're gonna dehydrate for 24 hours. Slide it in the dehydrator.
And like magic, it's been 24 hours. What's next?
Thank you for your patience. So we have our dehydrated cantaloupe. We're gonna add some ginger miso sauce, a squeeze of lime, and avocado, because don't we all love avocado?
Yes.
Mix all of that up. We're gonna plate this into a ring mold.
This is the cantaloupe tartare. It all smells good. I'm sure it's delicious. Now, the restaurant's named after your wife, correct?
Yes, correct.
We're gonna meet Minty, taste the food, and learn more about Minty Z. But first, you gotta watch this. Alex, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Yep. If you use the BMR calculator, you'll receive a number that is the amount of calories required to run your body for a day. Mine is 1719. Most BMR calculators will also give you some recommendations as to the amount of calories you should eat based on your activity levels. So here's my example. I work out a minimum of 3 days a week for about an hour, so according to this chart, I need to be eating about 2,700 calories each day to maintain my current body weight and energy levels. Now, if you want to lose weight or gain weight, you can use this same chart to help you do that, and we'll tell you how after you watch this. Hey Rob, good to see you.
Hunter, how's it going? Good to see you.
It's going very well.
Yeah.
Tell us, where are we today?
We are at Arcade Game Sales in Fort Lauderdale, Florida.
And what goes on here besides having amazing games everywhere?
Primarily what we do is we set up home game rooms for people that want like a unbelievable game room.
Do you also buy machines yourself?
Yeah, we do. We buy and sell, and we do a lot of that, and primarily sell.
Very cool. And I'm looking over your shoulder here and I see some absolute classics. Can you give me a tour?
Sure. A couple games that started it all were Asteroids and Space Invaders. These games came out around 78, 79, and that's what started the video game craze, were these two games. And then you come down to here, Zaxxon, Joust, Robotron, and then you have your, like over here, you have your Pac-Mans, Tetris.
Yeah, and I heard you also have some pinball.
Pinball?
Can you show me that?
We have some pinball. You want to see?
You have a few?
Come on.
Let's check it out.
Yeah.
Rob, you said you had a few.
Well, about 100.
Well, yeah, it's more than a few.
A few more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, tell me about some of these. What makes them special?
These are like from 1978 when they first became electronic, solid state. And then as you go this direction here, they get a little bit newer. And then down here you have full LCD screens on these machines, and these are all pretty much new games.
What do people need to know about owning a pinball machine?
Well, pinballs are designed to be in a commercial atmosphere and used every day and played a lot. And so if they're in a home game room, there's very little goes wrong with them.
And we were playing a little bit here today while we were getting set up.
Hunter, if you can beat me on any game in here, I will give you the game for free.
Well, I appreciate the challenge, but I think I heard that you're the #2 Tempest player of all time.
And that's right.
So,
if you can beat me on that game, I will give you the store.
You know what? Well, listen, if people want to learn more about what you do here, about pinball, arcade games, building out a system at home, how can they?
ArcadeGameSales.com. You can call me.
Well, Rob, thank you so much for sharing with all of us. I know we've kept you for a long time. I mean, a very short period of time. I'm definitely going to go walk this way and not be playing any more pinball.
Well, you're welcome to stay down and play as long as you want.
No. I'm definitely getting back to work.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you later.
All right. See ya.
So, I will get back to the show, but before I do, I'm going to have to show you the most state-of-the-art game that's out right now in pinball, and that's The Godfather. We're celebrating 50 years of the film. Now, this particular machine has a camera right here that scans you and puts you as a part of the game. You can put your high score along with a picture of you in there with that same camera. The machine next to me has a QR code that you can scan to keep track of your score and compete with friends and other people all across the world. It really has come a long way, but at the end of the day, it's still a lot of fun. Great hand-eye coordination for your health. A state-of-the-art mental health clinic, more information about calories, and some healthy vegan calories to consume are right here when SoFlo Health returns. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Franke, and we've been talking about caloric intake. Earlier, we discovered my BMR, which is basically the amount of calories you need to run your body for a day. But what if you want to gain or lose weight? It's actually pretty simple. If you want to gain weight, you eat more. If you want to lose weight, you eat less. We've worked with a lot of personal trainers, nutritionists, health experts of all kinds on this show, and they generally agree that to get started, it's a good idea to either increase or decrease your caloric intake by about 300 calories and then monitor the results. For example, that's about 2 cans of soda, 2 servings of chips, or 1 average snack or protein bar. And these changes won't happen overnight, so you need to give it some time, maybe a week or 2, see how your body responds, how you feel, and if you get any results, and then monitor those and adjust as you feel is necessary. Speaking of calories, let's go consume some more calories over at Minty Z. Earlier, we were with Alex here at Minty Z, and now I'm with Minty herself. So Minty, thank you so much for having us at your restaurant.
Thank you, Hunter, for coming. Stop by and try this amazing food with us.
Yes, please. It is quite amazing. It smells delicious. Do you have a favorite out of what's in front of us?
Yes, this one would be my favorite one recently. It's called cantaloupe tartare. Come with a side of rice cracker.
So should I put some on a rice cracker?
You can absolutely do that.
All right, I'm gonna try it just like that. So while I'm doing this, tell us, what is Minty Z?
So Minty Z, obviously, that's a name, which is me.
Great. And what can we find here? What kind of food do you have here?
You can find plant-based Pan-Asian fusion food.
Oh my God. I see why this is your favorite.
It has a good flavor. A little bit sweet, a little bit salty.
Very good.
Thank you. We wanted to share our view of healthy eating. And second is you can't find a good food for a good price that you don't need to spend a fortune.
Well, Minty, before I go, of these two, which should I try?
Try this one first.
Okay, so what is this?
It's easy. Prosperity beef shumai.
Prosperity
You can dip
beef
it in
shumai.
this
Which one should I dip it
spicy
in?
peanut sauce.
Okay.
Can you handle spice?
We're about to find out.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Oh, that's very good. And that is spicy.
Yeah, this
Well-
one is
Before I burn up, tell us how we can learn more.
mintyz.com. Very easy.
Thanks a lot, Minty.
Really that spicy?
It's very good. All right, I'm a gringo, look at me. Where the heck do calories come from anyway? Well, the food you eat, obviously, but there are 3 major macronutrients that are your source of calories. And they are proteins, carbohydrates, and fats. Proteins and carbs are 4 calories per gram, and fats are 9 calories per gram. You need a healthy source of all of those, but you'll have to find the balance. And we'll go over that another time. I'm at Gia Miami, and I'm now joined by Jonathan. Jonathan, thank you so much for being with us today.
Thank you so much.
Tell me, what happens here at Gia?
Gia is a wonderful home for anyone who's trying to get some help with their mental health, their wellness, and substance abuse as well.
Is it therapy?
It's more than that. We go deeper into some of the root of the issues, and we even get some of the core issues that people are working on and haven't gotten addressed through traditional therapy. They can get TMS, they can get their psychiatric evaluations, address any medication issues.
Right. And what is TMS?
TMS is transcranial magnetic stimulation. It's something that's been around for quite some time, but what research has shown is that it's being able to address more than just anxiety, depression, and OCD.
While we approach the coil to the head, you see what happened?
So is that a live look at the brain?
It's a 3D reconstruction of the brain. It's not
Not an actual...
It's not an actual imaging like MRI.
But it is representative of...
But it represents very, and with a lot of precision, where we want to go.
I would honestly say, of all of the things that I've tried over the years, this was the most helpful and important. And I say that only because it's the real only new addition to like the whole package. I think it's worth it as like the top priority.
Yeah, we got the chance to speak with Bob earlier, and he was over the moon about it. He was excited about his results. Is that what you usually hear from people?
Yeah, I'm grateful to be able to work in a place where the results are actually more positive and that, you know, the changes are lasting. I still get cards from individuals that are, you know, maintaining long-term abstinence and also wellness, and they're just thankful for the opportunity to be able to have this health and wellness.
The piece of the data we have collected through the course of the last 7 years, it's showing that the neuronavigation can bring up to 5 times more precision and 5 times more better result than if you don't have neuronavigation. We can actually pinpoint where we wanted to go to get better results or to target, let's say, cocaine or alcohol, any other addiction problem.
We also got to speak with Dr. Moreno, and he was showing us this incredible piece of technology. How does that improve the outcomes you're able to achieve here?
The technology is amazing. The steps that they're making into this whole field is incredible, and the lasting results is being shown through research that's being done all over the world.
And on a less scientific level, it's just pretty darn cool to be able to see where you are in the brain.
Oh yeah.
Well, is there anything else that you would like to add?
I just like to say thank you for the opportunity. If you need it, if anybody has any more questions or wants to have more information, please don't hesitate to look at our website or give us a call.
Well, excellent. Thank you so much for your time, Jonathan.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Learn how to use a food scale to reach your weight goals after the break on SoFlo Health. For the average person, we think it's a good idea to pretty much just use intuitive eating as your guide to how much you should eat. And that means eat until you feel satisfied. Hara-hachi-bu, which is a philosophy of the Okinawans, is also a great place to start. It means to eat until you're 80% full. Now, if you're the type of person that really wants something to track and to make it numerical so that you know exactly what you're getting, then you probably want one of these. It's a digital scale, and I'll show you how to use it after you watch this. The last time that we stopped by Publix, we learned about the convenience factor of being able to grab some food and go. Well, it gets even more convenient than that this time. We're going to talk about full-service catering in the cooking school with Lindsay, who's waiting for me in the floral department to talk about food. Let's find out why. Okay, Lindsay, in the floral section to talk about food, explain me.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about our full service catering. So our catering does everything from the food for your event all the way to your floral needs.
Okay, so it's all the way around. And what does the catering involve?
So we can do catering for absolutely any event. And what we do is we help you plan the entire event from beginning to end. Your menu, what options you want for silverware, we can do everything. And again, all the way to floral.
And outside of the catering, you also have a cooking school. Tell me about that.
We do. We have 11 cooking schools across our footprint. We have one very close to here over on University Drive at one of our stores there. And so that cooking school, what you can do is they have family classes, they have couples classes, and they have skills classes where they actually teach you certain skills.
If people would like to learn more about Publix Apron's cooking school, how can they?
Yeah, so they can go on to publix.com/cooking school and check out a location nearest to them.
All right.
And then they can also go into the one on University Drive and see Senior Managing Chef Joe.
In fact, let's listen in to Chef Joe.
So Publix has 11 cooking schools in total. They're located all through our entire region. And what do we do in these cooking schools? Everything. We're a fun thing to do. We're open to anyone who's willing to buy a ticket. We do kids classes. We do couples classes. We do demonstration style classes, which is like sitting down to a live cooking event while getting a restaurant experience. We do hands-on classes where you're in the mix, building recipes with our chefs, and at the end, you finish eating what you prepared. We'll pour you a nice glass of wine. We do corporate events, we do team buildings, we do private events. Literally any way you want to learn or have fun in the kitchen, you can do it with an Aprons Cooking School. So most of our cooking schools, in addition to doing cooking classes, do full service catering. And full service catering is exactly that. Anything and everything you need done for your party, we can do. Whether it's a wedding, a birthday party, a baby shower. Literally, you could come into any of our locations. We can set up the cake through our Publix bakery. We can do the flowers through our floral department. We can create a custom menu for you, whether that's past hors d'oeuvres, a sit-down dinner, a buffet, action stations. As long as it makes sense for your party, it makes sense for Publix, we're gonna have a great time. For cooking schools, you can go to publix.com/cooking schools, and from there you can find your closest location. And I'd recommend if you have questions to call that store and speak to your managing chef. For catering, you can go to publix.com/catering, and if you scroll down, you'll see there's a full-service catering section there. I am located in Plantation, Peterson University, just north of 595. You can come in and take a class with me or any of my team pretty much 7 days a week.
Here I have my digital scale, and I also have some raw almonds. So let's figure out how we could use the scale to help you keep track of your caloric intake. First, you're gonna need to turn on your scale, and it'll say 0. I'm using grams. You can change it to ounces, pounds, fluid ounces, whatever works for you. Now I'm gonna put my almonds on here, and I will see that it weighs 432 grams. But Hunter, you say, there's obviously weight from the container that isn't the almonds. Well, yes, that's very, very true. So if we hit tare, you will see it now says 0 grams. It basically said anything that is on the scale no longer counts. So now if I remove something from the scale, so say I take a handful of almonds here, I have about 30 grams of almonds in my hand, which is about a serving, and as you can see, that's about a handful, which is why they use that as a serving. And this is roughly 160 calories. So there you have it, 160 calories right there in my hand. So you can measure each portion as you'd like, or you can say there's about 350 grams of almonds in here. So if I were to eat the entire container, it has about 14 or so servings in it. So you can choose that each handful is about 160. It depends on how precise you want to be with this. But there you have it. That's how you can use it to measure your caloric intake. The nutrition facts for any food are available online or with popular apps such as MyFitnessPal, and you can get all the information you need there to keep track of your calories if you'd like. Welcome back to SoFlo Health. I'm Hunter Frankie, and we've been talking about caloric intake all day. Let's do a quick recap. We started off with BMR, or basal metabolic rate. That's the amount of calories that you need to eat just to exist. Yes, 2,000 calories may be the recommended daily amount. However, as we've discovered, for some people that's going to be far too little, and for others, that's going to be far too many. So, a good way to be able to gain or lose weight is to adjust the amount of calories that you take in by plus or minus 300 and see how you respond. And an easy way to make sure that you are tracking those calories is to have a digital scale like the one that I have here for these delicious almonds. The important thing to remember is that everybody's body is going to respond differently to different levels of exercise, different amounts of food being eaten, and so many other factors. It can get very complicated, but for the average person, this is a great place to start. And we'll get into a deeper dive on a future episode of SoFlo Health. As for today, that's all we have for this week's episode of SoFlo Health. Thank you so much for watching. As always, you can watch previous episodes of SoFlo Health on SoFloShows.com. You can follow us using @SoFloHealth to share with us what you're doing to stay healthy. Until next week, it's goodbye, good health, pretty good almonds too. Next week, the Formula One Canadian Grand Prix will be taking place of SoFlo Health, but we'll be back on June 25th with a show all about pregnancy featuring all the experts you need. We'll see you then.